got a question about monopolistic competition and what happens if a monopolistically competitive firm's costs change. So how are they going to change their operation? And so got our ATC, MC, and then we would expect, if we're in monopolistic competition, we would expect a downward sloping demand curve. So let's say we've got this downward sloping demand curve, downward sloping marginal revenue curve. And so this monopolistic competitor would be operating where at an output where marginal cost equals marginal revenue. So this is their profit maximizing level of output, and then this is the price, and this is the cost. And so what's going to happen now if their costs change? So if their costs increase, if the cost increase, we would expect the ATC curve to increase. So there's ATC goes up, and now the MC increases. And so now the new intersection of marginal cost and marginal revenue is going to be here. And so the new profit maximizing level of output should have decreased, and the new cost, or the new price should be higher, and the new cost as well should be higher. So that's just an example of the cost, all the costs increasing. If the costs were to decrease, so now at every level of output, the costs were less, and this is going to get a little bit nasty, sorry. But if all the costs were to decrease, and so you had this lower ATC, again, now you're going to have some lower marginal cost. Excuse me. And now your output should, if we can still see where marginal cost intersects marginal revenue, that should be here. Output should have increased, profit maximizing level of output increases, and oops, sorry, ignore that one. Your cost, you go back up to your cost should be less, your price should be less. So the important part is whenever you shift those curves up or shift those curves down, if the costs are increasing or decreasing, knowing how output changes, and then trying to figure out how the selling price and the cost of production should change.